I've had a lot of requests for a video on the new CL Open sight and how it works. It's a new concept in sighting, so I just wanted to go through and explain the system and how it works. The reticle, which consists of this black triangle and a crosshair across the top, it's all one reticle, and it floats within this optic, which is what you look through in the front of the sight here is an optic that is basically cut in half. And you're going to look, just as the picture shows, over the top of the optic to the target. Now this reticle, depending on where your eye is, will float within that optic. And if your eye's off to the right, the reticle will follow you. It'll move from center and it'll shift off to the right. If your eye's lower, it'll follow you. It'll come down lower. This is the preferred position of the reticle in order to put it on the target or whatever you're shooting at. And you place it just like you see there in the photo there, and pull the trigger. Now the accuracy of this sight, it's a 2-point system, so that there's no need to make sure you have your cheek in the right place, line it up in the gun. You don't use the bead on the end of your barrel. The system is similar to a rifle scope. It's parallax free, meaning that if you have the point of this triangle on the X in the center of the bullseye, and you move your eye to the right or the left or up and down, this image will float, but it will never leave this X in the center of the bullseye. That's parallax free. So the accuracy of the sight is just depending upon your shooting ability and the ability of your gun, or the accuracy of your gun. The sight's really a perfect system. If you line it up and everything's perfect, you will hit in the same hole every time. So there's never a question with the accuracy. As far as the speed of the sight, acquiring the image in the optic, it is very, very fast. We're going to do some shooting later on in this video, and show us shooting some skeet with some shotguns, some pistols, we're going to use some different rifles, and show you the speed and the accuracy of the sight. But we've timed it with the shotgun, and it'll shoot just slightly faster than the bead on the end of a shotgun. So it's because of the clarity and the lighting within the sight, it's easier to acquire than bead on the end of the gun. So it's just slightly faster than actually a 1-point system. So the sight is very, very fast and easy to acquire. In fact, on a gun, on a rifle, sometimes you swear it's not even working, because every time you pull it up, the image is just perfectly centered, perfectly where you want it to put on the target, and so it's just really easy to acquire. Now the lighting of the sight is achieved because of we use this green is actually a block, and if you look at this particular sight, it's this green block here. That's an edge glow material, a new product they have out, which absorbs the light and transmits that light to the edge. Well, on the edge of this green block is where we have that reticle actually glued on, and it's a transparent film that projects that has that reticle image on it, and then it's projected to the optic, creating that 2-point alignment system. But it absorbs the light, and then the optic, just the entire optic is filled with that green, illuminating fluorescent green, and highlights the reticle, the crosshair reticle. And so as far as lighting, if there's just to give you a good idea what kind of lighting it has, if there's a full moon, you could shoot it all night. Now indoors it's fantastic. Under any lighting situation, it's just really, really good, and it's good in all weather. The sight can be submerged in water. It's a single lens element, so that The fogging, rain, snow, those types of conditions, you're not going to have any problems with fogging or with water droplets. You can still easily see the reticle and use the sight. Durability of the sight, we may put in, I'd actually put the sight behind I got a Dodge Cummins and put the sight behind a tire and run over it. And never hurt the sight a bit. It's very, very durable. You could drop the gun. One of my guys was handing a .45 auto to another guy and dropped it to his boy, and he dropped it, and it turned over and lit it on concrete right on the cement from 3 feet on a .45 auto, and it never even knocked it off sight. It's just a very, very durable sight. It'll withstand the slamming of an auto. We have it on a .45 auto, and shot hundreds of rounds with it slamming back and forth, and the sight always stays exactly true on, and there's no parts or anything that's going to vibrate loose. It's just a very, very durable sight. The other thing that's for some of us that are getting older and our eyes are not focusing on like open sights, the different distances you have to focus and blur out some your sight and try to align your open sights. This particular sight is focused to infinity, which means that whatever you're looking at, whether you're looking 10 yards or 300 yards, the reticle as if you were laying that reticle right on the target. So it's just very easy to see, very easy to line up for anybody with 20/20 vision. The only if you have nearsighted vision, you will need to wear your glasses to correct that. Farsighted, it seems to stay still perfectly clear, but those of you that are nearsighted, you'll need to correct your vision in order to have a crystal clear image. The focus, like I say, is quick and fast. The ease of use. This is an outstanding sight for kids. They know how to use it right away. They're really comfortable with it. It's really easy to use versus trying to line something up, knowing how much bead to put on, different sights with electronics and light adjustments and those type of things. This thing has none of that. There's no batteries. It's very easy to use. It's very easy to use for the professional guys that shoot all the time versus somebody that some of your kids that are just picking it up, or newcomers to shooting. It's just once they see the concept, it's just almost automatic for them. And it becomes very, very easy. Like I say, we're going to do some shooting. We're going to demonstrate the sight on several different guns and how fast it is. It'll shoot. If you can hold the gun, your shooting is only limited by how well you can see, but we can consistently shoot an 1.5-inch group at 100 yards, which is it's good for scopes, let alone open sights. So your only limitations is there's no magnification. It's just you're looking over the top of that optic, so it's just your field of view, and your limitations is what you can actually see. But I hope you'll consider looking at the open sight. It's got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it. If you don't like it, which we've never had anybody send one back, once you shoot it, and everybody's comments is you don't realize how well you're going to like it. After you put it on your gun, you like it better every time you shoot it. So we put a 30-day money-back guarantee on it because we're confident if you put it on your gun that you won't take it off. So give it a try, and we hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions or comments or things that you feel like we can improve on, we'd appreciate your comments. Thank you.